We change the system, Danny. Only all road blocked, so no movement at all again. No movement at all. Monatan lawa. Monatan. Only Hawaii. Today is February 3. February 3. Mi tí mo report fún yín láàárọ̀ ni báńkì tí mo jí lọ́ndà jìnnà àròwó gbà mẹ́ so I find the way wa so kò sọ́nà so àwọn ọlọ́pàá ń gbìyànjú láti ní kán ṣe ojú ọ̀nà kan bọ̀ àwọn ọmọ yẹn ò dá wọn lóhùn wọ́n ní no road at all so gbogbo wọn náà wá bó ṣe máa turn back lẹ́yìn tó fi lọ́ọ́ gba gbolé. So no more road. Akọ ọwẹ.
Ẹ wò ó lágbára.
So a tún máa súnmọ́ òwúrò dàbí bàbá onílù a máa jẹ́ kẹrí bí bàbá onílù náà ṣe rí everywhere locked a tún máa súnmọ́ òwúrò dàbí bàbá onílù a máa jẹ́ kẹrí bí bàbá.
Ìdá lọ́wọ́ ti.
Alaye ẹ máa nìṣó ẹ jókòó ti ní
Alaye wà mí.
ẹ fẹ́ capture wo lòdì ẹ máa lọ capture.
Kí ni dá ẹ láàmú fún mi sí?
kẹ wá. So ojú ọ̀nà ní 7 up náà wọ́n ti gbé gidi ọ̀nà ẹ̀wọ̀n yẹn. Gbogbo àdúgbò àwọn aládùúgbò náà ti blọọkì gbogbo àdúgbò wọn ṣe no road. Àwọn èèyàn ló ń tàn padà ní tírélà nìkan náà lè ráyè tàn. Gbọ́lẹ̀ lọ́mbẹ̀ àwọn fẹ́ kọ́ ojúmọ́ ọlọ́kadà ní ọlọ́kadà tó fẹ́ yà sí wọn náwó sí kò ní. Àbí gbogbo wọn máa lẹ́yìn wọ́n ní gbogbo wọn orí wọn ò pé ní. Tí Nnamdi Kanu sọ fún ọ náà ló ti ń ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn tí ṣe Sunday Adéyẹmọ gbogbo ń jà fún náà ló ti ṣẹlẹ̀ yẹn orí gbogbo wọn ṣì máa pé kò tí ì gbóná lára wọn ẹ̀ṣẹ̀ bẹ̀rẹ̀. wọ́n bá lè lọ́ọ̀kì ẹ̀ tí ó fi di 12 bó ṣe wà yẹn bí 1 kan wá sílẹ̀ 1 yẹn àwọn aráàlú ló ń jáde lọ́wọ́ alẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba kí ni ó yẹ kán ti blọ́ọ̀kì láti 7 gbogbo wọn ò bá ráyè lọ bí iṣẹ́ tí wọ́n ń lé tìde àwọ̀ dàrẹ́kítọ̀ tí ó sanṣan wọn. So bọ̀ kán má blọ́ọ̀kì ọwọ́ ọ̀rọ̀lẹ̀ àwọn aráàlú gangan náà rìn rọ̀lẹ̀ bí àyẹn tẹ àwọn tó ń sanwó dìlíbà ẹ̀yìn dúpọ̀ ẹlẹ́bà ọwọ́ ọ̀rọ̀lẹ̀ nìyẹn ọ̀sán mọ́rọ̀lẹ̀. Block, èèyàn ti block Baboni. Baboni ìlú náà block. Wọ́n ṣe block Baboni ìlú yẹn, ó máa dé gbogbo everywhere.
Wọ́n tó rí bí lọ. Wọ́n tó rí bí lọ gbórí báyìí.
Ẹ má dà wọ́n lò. So Ìwó road náà la wà yìí, road blocked ní Ìwó road. Sorry. Abẹ́ fi orí bíríìjì náà ràn yín kí ẹ rí gbogbo àyíká kó tó di pé a kọ̀ntínú iṣẹ́ ìlú. Mọ́nà tàkà fi ràn yín yẹn orí express ọjọ́ access ẹ pé Lagos Ibadan express road no wọ́ra ọ̀ mọ̀ wọ́ra Lagos Ibadan express road òun náà ti blocked so no road Lagos Ibadan express road òun lẹ̀ ń wò yìí blocked also. Abẹ́ bridge wo road nísàlẹ̀ náà ni. Road blocked. No road. no road everywhere. No road. Lagos Ibadan express yóò lẹ́rìí yẹn. Bàbá onílù náà lẹ̀ ń wò lọ́kàn yẹn. No road. Wọ́n lọ sọ́nà gate, wọ́n lọ sọ́nà secretariat. No road. No road everywhere. Ó ní ambulance ní ọ̀rọ̀ ayé ìlọ yìí tẹ́ máa bí Yorùbá nation orí yín ti ń pé bọ̀ díẹ̀díẹ̀ ó ti ń joyin lára àlórí everybody máa pé. Ẹ ṣáà má gbàgbé pé àwọn operation bus náà lọ́wọ́ àlẹ́gbẹ̀ẹ́ lọ́nà tán ọ̀rọ̀ náà lọ yẹn. Ìlú Ìbàdàn náà la ṣì wà ó lẹ̀ ń wò yẹn. Wọ́n la ti ń fún yín ní broadcast wá láti mọ́nà tán láti Yànà Church mọ́nà tán Ìwó road bridge Lagos Ibadan express road blocked tó lọ sọ́nà local government blocked everywhere blocked. So ó dà pé ó ti ń wọra díẹ̀díẹ̀. Tó ṣèjọba ò bá lè rí ibi tí ó lọ mọ́ gbogbo wọn á dúró lé so kò ní yọ pé àwọn kan ni ó favour àwọn kan bọ́ bẹ́ ṣe ń gbọ́ mi online kan tẹ́mi kan advice pé tó bá di bí ọwọ́ aago kan ṣe ojú ọ̀nà tó bá tún jọ ọ̀la 7 a.m. àwọn tó ń lọ secretariat àwọn tó ń lọ UCA kan block ẹ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ló máa ní lára kì í ṣe àwọn aráàlú ló ń jáde lọ́wọ́ ọ̀sán àwọn tó fẹ́ sanwó dìlíbà àwọn ẹlọ́lọ́sàn ọ̀rọ̀ lẹ̀ wàárọ̀ òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ni gbogbo wọn bá ń fẹsẹ̀ rìn bó ṣe rìn lọ orí wa pé.
wàhálà ó ti pọ̀ jù. Èkó máa wọ́ sí ju sílẹ̀ ìgbọ́.
Wọ́n bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ti kú ti kọ́ ti máa wọ́.
Ṣé máa ṣe rí pọ́n ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Benin náà bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní Ìbàdàn àwọn yòókù náà máa bẹ̀rẹ̀.
Ọ̀nà bíi mẹ́ta náà ni wọ́n bọ̀ sí bẹ̀rẹ̀ ní
Bó la ṣe fẹ́ ṣe?
wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kù challenge náà. Challenge náà ti blọ́ọ̀kù.
Bá a ṣe fẹ́ dé kù.
Èmi mo ṣe wà Benin mò lọ.
Gbogbo títí dé ìrọ̀lẹ́ nìṣẹ́ wá sí ọ̀nà. Ìrọ̀lẹ́ ìyá tó kọjá gbogbo àwọn tó lè láwọn tó fi ọ̀rẹ́ akínyẹlé o. Tó ti rẹ̀ rẹ̀.
So sorry, Baba. I'm a ward dog now. Once you block the ward dog, so everywhere blocked. Everywhere blocked. No road at all. Operation bus gan wọn lè padà ní orí mi lọ́mọ. ọlọ́pàá ló gbé bọ́dá nílọ̀kan yẹn kò sí ní tán fẹ́ ṣe. Kí ló ṣẹlẹ̀?
Ìgbà tún ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò tún ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò tẹ̀lé àbẹ̀yàmọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò tẹ̀lé àbẹ̀yàmọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò tún ti dé. Àsìkò tún ti dé. Àti ara wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba. Àsìkò tún ti dé ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó ọmọ Odùduwà. Kò tẹ́lẹ̀ sílẹ̀ mọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àbẹ̀lẹ̀ àbẹ̀yàmọ́ ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò ti tó. Àsìkò ti tó. Láti ti ara wa lọ́wọ́ ìjọba. Ọmọ Odùduwà Republic yìí. Asọwasọmọ. Asọwasọlá bíi àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Àbẹ̀lẹ̀ àbẹ̀yàmọ́. Àbẹ̀lẹ̀ lẹ́sẹ̀ wọn. Àwọn ìjọba wa. Ara wọn nìkan ló jà fún. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé Republic lárugẹ. Odùduwà Republic. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé lárugẹ. Ó lè sọ wá sọ́wọ́, ó lè sọ wá sọ́mọ. Asọwasọlá bíi àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. Àní àsìkò yìí tó ọmọ Odùduwà. Àsìkò yìí.
Wọ́n ṣe láìvì lọ́wọ́. Ó wà òkè báyẹn bọ̀ èyí tèmi ń sọ yìí kán má jẹ́ kó di tó bá ti ń di aago kan sílẹ̀ tó bá ti dàárọ̀ ọ̀la 7 a.m. kan block ẹ̀ again òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba ló máa fara ní gbogbo àwọn aráàlú kan sì máa ṣe wọn lọ bá ti di 1 kí wọ́n ṣe káwọn aráàlú máa lọ bọ́ bá ti di àárọ̀ 7 a.m. káwọn ará secretariat tó lọ àwọn ará wọn kí ni kán block everything. Bàbí 5 gan àwọn ọlọ́pàá yóò ní ráyè lọ bí iṣẹ́ àti ilé náà ti máa fẹsẹ̀ rìn bọ̀. Nǹkan tó pè nìyẹn nǹkan má jẹ́ ká fi kíní ẹ̀ ní. So nǹkan tẹ́mi wà after nìyẹn. Ẹ̀yin wá gbé jẹ̀bù mẹ́rin bọ̀ mo fẹ́ nìkan sign document kan wá lóun àfọlówó tí ń fowó ṣàánú. Ẹ jẹ́ ń wọ́ kadà náà. Ó dábàá ẹ̀gbọ́n ọ̀gá operation bus gan wọ́n wù sáàrin kan ṣàtìrì àwọn operation bus náà ń lọ nọ́mbọ̀ yẹn wọ́n rí bí gbà kọjá wọ́n rí bí gbà kọjá àwọn ìnú tó náwó sí mílíọ̀nù kan. Oh no road for operation bus. Ọlọ́pàá ló dúró tí wọ́n mọ̀ ọ́n tẹ́lẹ̀ ṣe mọ́ yẹn. Well done, officer. Officer Pele. Agushaga. Officer Pele. No road everywhere. Ìwó road náà la wà yìí. So Àbáyọ̀mí ní ẹ lọ́ọ̀kan wọ́n ti lock Àbáyọ̀mí náà blocked. Àbáyọ̀mí blocked. No road, no road, no road. Pé a máa change phone anyhow, a máa gbé phone sílẹ̀ because àwọn èèyàn wa wọ́n lè mú weapon dání kò sì ní dáká tó expose wọn.
Well, òun ni akókó ti ń rí ní location confusion, location 419, location aṣàǹfààní, location is not working. Nigeria is sitting at the keg of gunpowder and it will explode. Let me show you something, not this one. Let's show you something I just picked up on Twitter. Ẹni tó bá ní Twitter, ẹ lọ register for Twitter. It is very, very important. Today is the Friday edition of the program. Let's watch this while we're waiting for this to let's play this.
This is the land for people. I said from Moluku, make I go relax one side for January. I reach Mengage. 5 p.m. They say they lock Mengage. Since students they protest everywhere they go out. Now they know this. What happen? Soldiers enter Univen go they withdraw money for students ATM. One get your friend at home. They think say they get the recorded. Now they go get it. Now university security say make they lock it. Now they start to defeat soldier. For inside this God. See, everywhere goes scatter. Things are hard. Things are terrible. Everywhere they cry, when they cry. People are just watching this video. What is the way people they cry for bank? Because of their money when they want to withdraw. Then they want to go cashless. The network not even there. This one I go slaughter. I go slaughter this one say make I buy me to just less than 20,000 naira. And not see can get them. I transfer the work. I start for slaughter for like 30 minutes. before I go kill with Ibala, since I go for
society to ṣiṣẹ́ lórí wọn máa fi pàṣẹ kíkà koikimedia kíkà and dominion.
For this Nigeria, how much? Go POS, no money. Go here, no money. This evening now, this night, I just enter house now. Then one man come and give me, say, make I withdraw money. How much did I say I withdraw 10K? Say, make I bring 30K. I say, hey! Not be say the money value increase. Not be say this 20,000 now. If I want to go back from job 26,000, they go hold them to 60. I use 26,000, 6,000 naira charge. Wait till they she say she did 8 years. Since 6 a.m. this morning, 8 a.m. they pay her fast 2K. Some of they pay her fast 5K. She go fair with just 5K. Go back to the beginning of them. Go thank you like for like 300 people here. Before they pay her. So she take that money when she give you. I look at my own stress when she go through this money. You work out. Which kind of country we dey? See everybody with the face they come up. When business is over, they pop out.
What? Láti náà mo ní èèyàn tó wà níta tó password needs to be picked up. No more signal. Okay, so let's just prepare for the Star Radio UK in just about a few minutes. Ẹ jẹ́ ká máa gbá chìlọ̀ mọ́ bọ̀.
Landing red routes have got closures there. However, South Secular 8205 have got serious delay. That aside, all the others, no exceptional delays. So, but check before you leave. And also on the river by this morning, I can tell you assuredly good service throughout. Also, the London cable car has got good service there. And let's move on to the National Rail. Now, due to strike actions, these are the services that have got good service. That's what I'm going to put across. C2C, First Hull Trains, Grand Central, Lumo, Mersey Rail, Transport for Wales, and West Midlands Trains. They have got good service there. So, on that note, as I would say, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good dawn to you, wherever you might be on planet Earth. Enjoy your commute for today. And you know what? Continue to keep those eyes on the roads.
Friend Uruj from SendWave. SendWave is a money transfer app that is used by people all over the world to send money to their loved ones in Africa. With SendWave, you can send money to Ghana, Nigeria, Kenya, Uganda, and Tanzania. And the best part is, SendWave is absolutely
society to ṣiṣẹ́ ní pé láàárọ̀ o lè gba pásù kó wá deliver pásù sílé ẹ̀. Ọlọ́run mọjọ́ tẹ́lómi ti gba pásù ní Nàìjíríà. Ìlú wèrè. Ìlú tó ti ń sínwín. Kò sínwín country. Bàbá dẹ̀ wí táwọn èèyàn ní ẹja gbọ́n tí bàbá dé bó ṣe.
Ẹ ṣàánú Nàìjíríà o.
Ẹ ṣàánú Nàìjíríà o.
Ẹ ṣàánú orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ọ̀gá ògùn ẹ ṣàánú orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ẹ ṣàánú wa. Ẹ ṣàánú ọmọdé. Ẹ ṣàánú àgbà. Ẹ ṣàánú mẹ̀kúnnù. Ẹ ṣàánú àwọn tí ò nípá. Àwọn tí ò lólùrànlọ́wọ́. Ọ̀gá ògùn ẹ ṣàánú wa o. Ẹ̀yin nìkan ṣoṣo náà nìrànlọ́wọ́ wa o. Ẹ ṣàánú o. Olódùmarè ẹ ṣàánú. Ẹ ṣàánú. Ẹ ṣàánú.
Kó ṣàánú ẹja gbọ́n tó sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí wọn ní k'Elédùmarè kó ṣàánú. Ẹnu ẹ ti dùn jù kó jágbàjàgbà lọ oríṣiríṣi ló máa sọ ní tiẹ̀ fake blogger.
Olódùmarè ẹ ṣàánú orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ọ̀gá ògùn ẹ ṣàánú orílẹ̀-èdè wa. Ẹ ṣàánú wa. Ẹ ṣàánú ọmọdé, ẹ ṣàánú àgbà, ẹ ṣàánú mẹ̀kúnnù, ẹ ṣàánú àwọn tí ò nípá, àwọn tí ò lólùrànlọ́wọ́. Ọ̀gá ògùn ẹ ṣàánú wa o. Ẹ̀yin nìkan ṣoṣo náà nìrànlọ́wọ́ wa o. Ẹ ṣàánú o. Olódùmarè ẹ ṣàánú. Ẹ ṣàánú. Ẹ ṣàánú.
kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́ kò ṣẹlẹ́yàmẹ̀yàmọ́.
Mr. Valeri, on both sides, by the way.
Àsìkò ti tó. Àsìkò ti tó. Kò fẹ́lẹ́ ti mẹ́sì mọ́. Àfẹ́lẹ́ yàmẹ̀yàmọ́. Àsìkò ti tó. Ọmọ Odùduwà rìpọ́bìlì aṣọwáṣọwọ́ aṣọwáṣọmọ aṣọwáṣọláfíà àìkúbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀ àfẹ́lẹ́ àgbẹ̀yàmọ́ àfẹ́lẹ́ sẹ̀sìmọ́ àwọn ìjọba wa ara wọn nìkan ló ń jà fún. Ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé rìpọ́bìlì láwùjẹ Odùduwà rìpọ́bìlì ẹ jẹ́ ká jọ gbé láwùjẹ. Ó lè sọ wá sọ́wọ́, ó lè sọ wá sọ́mọ. Aṣọ wá sọ́lá bíà, àìbalẹ̀ ọ̀rọ̀. A ní àsìkò yìí tó. Àsìkò yìí tó fẹ́. Àfẹ́lẹ́ àbẹ̀yàmọ́. Àfẹ́lẹ́.
Wọ́n ní ọ̀gá ògo pé kó gbà wá o, ọ̀gá ògo gbà wá o, ọ̀gá ògo gbà wá o, gbà wá o, Jésù Kristi gbà wá o, Nàìjíríà. Èmi kọ́ mo sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o, bàbá wa ló sọ bẹ́ẹ̀ o. Ọlọ́run ọba ọ̀gá ògo gbà wá o, gbà wá lọ́wọ́ Nàìjíríà o. Mo kí ẹ̀yin tèmi tẹ́ ti wà lórí mixlr, ẹ káàárọ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni bàbá wa láwùdé aláwù bàbá, I dey smell wotowoto. Wọ́n ti blọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo títì ní Ìwó road. Ẹ bá blọ́ọ̀kì gbogbo Oǹdó, gbogbo iná kẹ jáde, àní kẹ blọ́ọ̀kì títì. Ẹ blọ́ọ̀kì títì, a sọ fún yín títì ẹ̀ dá wa lóhùn. Ẹ blọ́ọ̀kì títì, ẹ blọ́ọ̀kì ẹ̀ pa. Ẹ̀gbọ́n mi Ṣẹ́gun ọ̀nà, ẹ káàárọ̀ bàbá mi, ẹ ra sà. A ní ẹ blọ́ọ̀kì títì fún wa, a nídìí títì, ẹ pa títì rẹ̀. Kò sí nǹkan tá a fi títì ṣe, a kú lówó lọ́wọ́, ẹ pa títì rẹ̀. Àbẹ́ tó lówó lọ́wọ́ wà Nàìjíríà lọ́wọ́ ẹ̀. Nígbà téèyàn lówó tó rówó gbà, mo kí ogun ẹyẹ ti wọlé o, Báríkà Jímọ̀, aṣọ́pọ̀lọpọ̀ láyé, a máa bá wa máa fi wálẹ̀ lọ ni. Sàlámù alékún náà, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́yẹ tí ń wọlé lọ́tún lósì. Ọlọ́run ọba Elédùmarè. A kó wa yọ kúrò nínú oko ẹrú Nàìjíríà o. Gbogbo àwọn èèyàn wa tó wà nílé tí à ń jẹ, tí gọ́ọ̀mẹ̀ntì fìyà jẹ wọ́n. Gbogbo ẹni tó bá ń fìyà jà àwọn èèyàn wa, Ọlọ́run Elédùmarè á fìyà jà wọ́n náà ni. Wọ́n ní kódà tó bá bímọ 6 ó máa ṣọ́kú mọ́ wọn lọ́wọ́ ni torí pé ìyà táwọn èèyàn wá ń jẹ nílé ó ti kọjá bó ṣe jẹ lọ wàláì. Gbogbo àwọn politician ilẹ̀ Yorùbá pátá bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń fìyà bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ní àwọn èèyàn lára, báwo nìyẹn ṣe lè ní owó kó má lè access owó ẹ̀ wàláì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ní wá lára, Ọlọ́run máa ní yín lára ni. Ọlọ́run máa ní gbogbo yín lára, gbogbo yín pátápátá látòkè délẹ̀. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ní àwọn aráàlú, kódà àwọn tó support Yorùbá nation, bẹ́ẹ̀ ṣe ń ní wọ́n lára, Ọlọ́run á ní yín lára, ó máa ní yín lára ni. Ẹ̀yin ìkà ọ̀bàyéjẹ́, wicked people, ẹ̀yin ìkà ọ̀bàyéjẹ́ politician, Ọlọ́run máa ní yín lára ni. Ìgbàlá máa ń kàn nǹkan nínú wa. Ọlọ́run máa ní lára ni. Gbogbo ẹni tó ní àwọn èèyàn wọn lára, Ọlọ́run máa ní lára ni wàláì. Bẹ́ẹ̀ ni ìyá mi Esther àmì ìyá Rọ́bì. Ìyà yìí pọ̀ jù. Kí ló dé? Kí làwọn èèyàn wá ṣe tó tó ìtorí Elédùmarè? Kódà bọ́ọ̀ tẹ support Yorùbá nation, ṣé ẹ kí ìyá máa jẹ àwọn èèyàn wa? Tó jẹ́ kẹ́ máa fìyà jẹ wọ́n, ẹ̀yin ìka politician òṣèlú yìí. Gbogbo yín pátápátá lọ́nà máa ní lára. Gbogbo òmìnira tẹ́ ń fáwọn èèyàn wa, Ọlọ́run máa ní lára ni. Ọlọ́run máa ní lára ni. Ẹ já darapọ̀ mọ́ Starr Radio. Join studio. Ṣé láptọ̀pù ti kú ni? Nígbà tí mo sí Nàìjíríà tí mo charge láptọ̀pù. Nàìjíríà ló máa fẹ́ charge fóònù, máa lọ sí ilé kejì, máa lọ sọ́dọ̀ ìyá sí. Imagine kéèyàn máa tọ́jú fóònù ẹ̀ sí ilé kejì títí dàárọ̀. o lè bá rí fóònù charge. What a country. 62 years of failure. Grandfather yín Lugard, gbogbo ẹ̀yin tẹ́ ṣe ń support wọn Nàìjíríà. Grandfather yín ni Lugard. Ẹ káàárọ̀ bàbá Ọmọbọ́lájí Abdullahi. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni, whoever abuse Koiki media ni. And if story kan tún wà sẹ́tí mo rí lórí, nǹkan bẹ nílé o. Bàbá grandma kan wàláì. Wọ́n bà díẹ̀ jẹ́ ní ṣá. Ẹ jẹ́ ń sáré show yín. Kí n tó wọnú studio lọ properly. Nǹkan bẹ nílé ẹni bá kàn ló mọ̀. Wàláì tàláì símọ́ bí láì làzínà hùwà. Story kan eléyìí náà gẹ́ọ̀ yìí nísìn gẹ́ẹ̀ tẹ́ ń wò yìí. TikTok ló máa ń ṣe wọ́n ti mú ní Kánò fún wọn non disturb public indecent act. Àwọn ọmọ tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa ń wọ pátá káàkiri àwọn ọmọ politician lè tó wà l'Abuja tó wà ní Kánò àwọn olórí burúkú àwọn ìka wicked people. This is the kind of country tẹ́fẹ́ kájọ máa gbé Islamic country pẹ̀lú àwọn tó tẹ́ pé àwọn criminal sharia àtàwọn náà ń ṣe tẹ́ bá mọ olè táwọn family ọmọ yìí nísìn wọ́n ti mọ ọmọ yìí nísìn. Wọ́n ní Sharia court remand Kanu TikTok Murajia Kunya in another criminal suit. Miss Kunya is also standing trial before the upper. I imagine wọ́n lo Sharia answer fáwọn tó wà ní. Àwọn yòókù ti ní Koiki wo ní ma yọrọ ẹlẹ́nu. Ara mi ò kàn gbà náà ni. Àwọn ní Koiki má máa fún ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ má máa yọrọ ẹlẹ́nu. Ẹ jẹ́ n sáré fi story kan tí wọ́n yìí kí tó join studio. Èló ni first salary ẹ̀ ìwọ tó wà Nàìjíríà? Tẹ́ bá lọ gbọ́ sórí tí bọ̀bọ̀ yìí sọ 7 minutes ni ó ti wà London nísìn ní àìmọye àwọn èèyàn tó sìkì sí nínú Nàìjíríà wá ní ìyá kan ló pa ṣẹgbọn kan tó sọ ní 2000 and ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí former Nigerian ambassador ní 2021 ó ní Nigeria is a failed country ex-American ambassador but àwọn èèyàn ní kò ń ṣe failed country kò ń ṣe story tí mo fẹ́ kẹ́ wo ní story. Court member reveal a 65-year-old mother was raped by armed robber has now died. Can you imagine? Kí armed robber máa rape ya 65 years old. Nǹkan bẹ nílé o. Ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ studio. Ẹni bá kàn ló mọ̀, òun lọ̀rọ̀ Nàìjíríà. Tó bá ní kò tí ì kàn ẹ́, it's okay. Kò tí ì kàn ẹ́ lóòótọ́, but àwọn tó ń kàn yẹn ṣé pọ̀ kì í ṣe èèyàn. Bẹ́ẹ̀ni everybody is chopping breakfast. Èmi náà ní family nílé. So ẹrù pàwọ̀ ní àwa náà ní family nílé. So ó dẹ̀ kù sáwọn tó bá dẹ̀ ṣe believe in one Nigeria. Àwọn believe in one Nigeria. And àwọn terrorists ní 10 million naira owó tuntun yẹn lọ́wọ́. Ṣé speaker mi gbogbo èso ńlá òdì dáadáa bá ti bá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ program nílé yẹn increase ẹ̀sìn. Ẹ jẹ́ wọnú ètò lọ. Ètò alálùbáríkà èdè ní Friday. Let's take it.
Amazing grace from Peter Paris. Like I said, I took you to church this morning. What about that? Let me see it. Amen. I mean, God has got time. I did it. I mean, when we got everything that is happening across the globe, the other time I met a friend of mine, and I know him very strong person, a family man, and I saw him when he feel he was telling me diagnosis and stuff like that, and I said, oh God, yes, it is. That is my heart. That is nothing to do with you. Not because you are that perfect and you do everything right. You go to the gym and you do all your exercises and all stuff. That's what you are doing. Or you are doing well. It's just the grace. Or as we say, the grace of Allah. What am I doing? You know? Some would say the man upstairs. Okay. It is my singular honor to now welcome my good brother and the white lion himself in the house this morning, where he already fire on all cylinders. And I'm saying, Mommy, good morning.
Well, good morning to you, Archie. Good morning to our listeners and our viewers from different parts of the globe. And we welcome you once again to the last day of the week, Friday. Salamu alaikum to all our brothers and sisters that have joined us from different parts of the globe. And to our beautiful non-believer, we still say thank you for watching. But as you were taking us through that religious chorus, I was listening to one of our broadcaster team on Starr Radio UK and the sister broadcast that was at the ATM at about almost 5 o'clock in the morning, and already 73 people were waiting. There is no money yet in the ATM, but they're just waiting till probably the bank open around 9 o'clock to be loaded. But as we always say, he was also, saying greetings in the Islamic and the Muslim way, which is the only thing that probably maybe we can use to cushion the pressure that some of us are facing outside, and likewise here in the United Kingdom. I say once again, a very good morning and welcome to Starr Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London.
Yes, and I think we don't say salam alaikum. If you don't need that, my brother, my sister, I don't think you can pray very, very far. But with everything happening across the globe, you need a peace of God. Right then? Okay, so this is a live question. So how are you feeling, Yomi?
Well, I'm doing very well. But like you always say, when we are alive, we got to be grateful. So many people slept yesterday and they couldn't wake up. So many people started a new year and they are still not here with us. But as long as we are still alive, humanity is one of the key parts that we must always make sure that, we talk about the injustice, we talk about, balancing the situation, and we also look at a lot of things happening across the globe, which is what Starr Radio UK does best. And we are grateful to be alive this morning. So thank you so much. And again to you, I could say that we're almost putting on the same outfit, but mine is more of African, yours is more of English, but almost the same color coded, but not as the Naira has been changed, because it's making a lot of frustration as we speak today back home.
Interesting. But what is happening in the Ibadan at the moment, where there is, total gridlock, or there's no movement because of what? The lack of the Naira, where you were talking about somebody queuing as it done, just it's fine on his own money, Senate that is in the cash point waiting for it to be loaded. And then a lot of people are not getting too well to even move their vehicles around. So what is happening in Ibadan this morning?
Well, like I said, when the signal was coming from our team on the ground this particular morning at about 5 o'clock, and it was actually showing us, the number on the queue. But before that, last night, in Ekiti State, people that were queuing on the ATM, there's not enough money in there, and probably there's still old Naira. No, probably maybe some few new ones. And there was a lot of fight going on in Ekiti State about late last night, because we have a lot of reporting coming out of Nigeria in the last almost few days. But this morning, just about almost less than an hour ago right now, things are becoming gradually slowing down with the road network. The Lagos-Ibadan Expressway is a very, very busy interconnection that takes you outside Lagos into Oyo State, and then you can kickstart that journey straight into the east, into the northern part of the country. And if that particular road is now being grounded from Ibadan, the ripple effect goes straight all the way back, to Baja, which is in Lagos State itself. Remember that this particular road network has been going on. I'm talking about the repairing of that axis for the last 20 years. It has not yet been completed. The government is working on it on portion by portion. So with the amount of traffic now building up from Iwo Road all the way further down to those axes, that means there is going to be more pressure as we speak right now. I've been looking at the video coming on the ground, and the reason why people are coming out on the road, we saw the beginning of this week where people in Edo State shut down some part of the road network. We saw the same thing happening in Benin. It seems that maybe those in Lagos are more still comfortable and they are able to buy this fuel, or probably adding money to the asset. But we have seen more videos now. Even one yesterday, it looks like more customers are now fighting back. The banking sector. I was also looking at one of the IGBOHO is a very representative of APC in Lagos State. He actually thought it was a joke. He went to Surulere where he wanted to get money from the UBA. I mean, these are people that probably have a bit of money in their bank account. He could not even get something out of their account. And he was saying that if UBA, UBA, First Bank, Zenith, and GT, which has is like talking about Barclays Bank not having money to dispose to some of us in UK this morning. Imagine going to the NatWest ATM and you cannot make a withdrawal. Is it wrong to have a change of currency? We saw a change of currency here in UK, if you remember, but it will probably not even be something that you will know that currency was changed, because there was enough time for us to take away that money that was owed to collect the new one. But what we are witnessing today seems that a rush for a reason. My wife was actually asking me, what is the reason behind it? And I say, most of the politicians from the PDP and the APC categorically have stacked up so much amount of money in their house to be used against the election, and it seems they didn't know what was coming from the Buhari government. Once again, this is Starr Radio UK. It is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. As we wait for the studio to come back again, let us continue with the update. As we know, Nigerians, like I said, probably maybe there's going to be more changes in the next 22 days from today. The countdown have already started to the election itself. So as we have it today, it's not even up to 22 days anymore. We now have, roughly almost 23 days before the election, as it is being planned for the presidential election. And likewise, the governorship election is about almost 36 days, which is slotted for March 11, 2023. So as a lot of African countries might be wondering, why is this a lot of pressure in a country that has, the vast amount of resources, a country that has every opportunity? But the question is, the country has been going through a lot of turbulence, in the last 62 years. And since coming back into democracy in 1999, a lot of questions have been raised that whether the constitution, which has been part of the reason why things have not really been growing, in Nigeria. Let's take a look at the growth in 2015 till date. We have not literally grown more than 1%. Well, as we continue with some of the headlines, this is your finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. And I guess we have Archie, and I'm come back again to you in the studio. But there's also, it seems that the United Kingdom has turned down the Zaini extradition request according to the AIG. We're going to talk about that. I cannot hear you back in the studio, Mr. Archie. Let's call him back.
Yes, I think I've got him back on. Let's see whether. Yes, hello, Yomi.
I can hear you loud and clear.
Good. Okay, listeners, update from Nigeria. We Olayomi Koiki in our northern studios, and Archie here in the south studio, and we are bringing you update from Nigeria. Now let's talk about the another court, a court where a case has happened. That in a court, a judge has been shot dead. Gunmen coming into a court. What activities we hold the legal fraternity or the judges and act, we hold them sacred. So we think that anything at all, if the government is doing anything, when the judge speaks, something that we should adhere to. But this is Sharia, not a Sharia court, but sort of a customary court thing. So what has happened there? Is it one that is not being protected by the federal government, and that's why people will go in and just shoot the judge, or what exactly happened?
Well, a lot of Nigerians wake up, and it depends on what kind of news you're going to be listening to or reading. So there's quite a lot of things going on in Nigeria, and sometimes the news are literally coming a little bit slower, and sometimes, it might take a couple of days. But yes, you're quite right. These all took place in Imo State, where a court proceeding was actually going ahead when people in a motorbike drove to the premises of the court, brought out the judge and shot him dead, and then moved on. The question then is, do we have any security around the court premises to protect the dignity of the court itself, and likewise the judges? Gunmen yesterday murdered Uboma, the chairman of Ejimakuru Customary Court. So this is not the High Court or the Supreme Court. So definitely you could tell that there might be less security as the bigger court. So this is a customary court in Oguta local government area of Imo State, where this actually took place. He was killed by the gunman who operated in a motorcycle while the proceeding of a court section was actually going on. Both the lawyers, the court staff and the litigant, everybody fled. The killing of the jurors, according to what we heard, Guta local government area caused panic in Ejumakuru community as the natives and the residents alike all fled their homes.
It's a sad one. Because the impudence coming into the court whilst he's searching, pulling him out, and then shooting him. Wow. Isn't that Starr really UK? Dr. African Intelligence radio station in London. But once we are talking about the new currency, where we're saying that people are not getting their hands on it, people are viewing this morning. Now we have this information coming through saying that, well, you know what? One of the is it a terrorist or abducted or one of whatever they are, Mr. Valen, I don't know what I'm calling him this thing, was seen planned by both sides by 3 of his gang members. I'm with 8.7. Was seen in possession of the new Naira note. So whatever the CBN and the federal government thought they were going to do to actually combat the fake Naira, I don't think it's working in the first place. All flat in the face, hasn't it?
Well, if the government had a good intention, it seems that probably maybe the timing was something that a lot of analysts have been talking about. Is the timing literally right? And this is why the president, as of this morning at about 10 o'clock, before an hour before we came on air, is meeting with the APC governors. We are not sure what the conversation will be. We'll probably have to wait till Monday before we can give an update on that. But what I can confirm is, the president, Major General retired Muhammadu Buhari, is having a meeting with the governors. The new Naira crisis also rock forces inciting Nigerians against, APC. This is what, El Rufai has been saying that, and the question is, who actually, sit? Is it the finance minister, Zainab? Is it the CBN governor? The president must have given the go-ahead. So definitely, who is then inciting the president against, we can't say it's opposition because, Tinubu is part of the APC. So this has become a little bit of something to talk about. But again, the governor of Kaduna State, El Rufai, again on Thursday yesterday, took a swipe at the people he called elements in the presidency. One said were bent on inciting voters against the APC. Already, there's tension in the country. There's tension of insecurity. So a lot of people are now queuing for, let me tell you what they're queuing for now. You're queuing for fuel. You're queuing for Naira. You're queuing for your APC, your voters card, the PVC. You're also queuing, for whether you'll be able to survive should you travel, a little bit of distance from your location. So there is more pressure, and the message for those that even disagree with the breakup of Nigeria now is there is not going to be any voting, because in the next 22 days, Nigeria is meant to go into one of the most, again, important time in the history of the country, which is 8 years tenure of this government, 4 years elapsed from 2019, and it seems some people, according to Rufai, within the same party, is now doing what could bring the party against the voters. Tinubu was in Osun State, with a massive crowd there. We know that Osun State presently is going through turbulence because in the last couple of days, which was last week, we saw the turnaround from the caught going against the actual governor, saying that he's not the winner, and that means it's still being contested. So because PDP is currently the governor of Osun State, but we saw the massive crowd again going after Tinubu in Osun State. So the question then is, are there a element of cabal? We normally talk about cabal, so it looks like we don't have another cabal that is working. But from what I know, the president must give a guarantee to the change of the naira, and this is now causing a lot of friction back in Nigeria as of today, the 3rd of February 2023.
Wow, listen.
But and not only that, there's another video. We can't show that video, but there's a video out there as I speak to you where one of the leader of the terrorists is showing the brand new naira note and already says he has up to 10 million naira of that. A terrorist leader showed off a new naira note in a video that I have watched as well. Mr. Balari flanked on both sides by 3 of his gang members with AK-47 was seen in the possession of the new naira note. The notorious terrorist Kachala Balari flashed this new naira note to demonstrate his unrestrained access to the card. So it seems that as Nigerians are struggling to get this new naira note, the new naira note is already in the hands of the terrorists. This comes as Nigerians continue to suffer with the acute shortage of the cash in circulation since the central bank announced the redesign of the higher dominations of the naira while withdrawing the old note from the economy. We don't know how this, maybe they were paid a ransom, but from what they were saying in that video, they now have more money to buy more weapons.
Now, it's interesting because you ask yourself, how did they get it? Is it that they sent the people across to go and find it, and that's how they managed to get it? Or maybe they have some account? Who knows? Well, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It is your favorite African intelligence radio station in London. But yesterday we did talk about the nation. We were talking about how many days more, 22 days more in the day, and whether the nation is going to hold or not, and whether to ask the question pertaining to the polls, and whether who is in the lead. However, information coming through, let me just touch on that. The chief spokesman of the All Progressive Congress, Festus Keyamo, has reacted to the comments made by Governor Nasser El-Rufai of Kaduna State on the polls favoring Peter Obi of the Labour Party. Now, this is somebody from the All Progressive Party who is saying that, look, the polls at the moment is favoring Peter Obi. Now, so, Yomi, is it one of the cabals that El-Rufai is talking about?
Well, they have a lot of cabals within the APC, so we don't know which one is working against APC and working in the interest of the PDP. I mean, the politics in Nigeria is just something different entirely. Yes, I've just been able to get a kind of an update on the poll according to Bloomberg. Bloomberg have been able to give us a poll lead in Nigeria presidential election pledges debt rebound. And according to what we have, again, Peter Obi, the top choice in the 4 opinion poll ahead of the next month, general election, has promised to profile the nation's debt. So Peter Obi is still ahead of the other 3 contestants that is in that poll. I mean, probably about 5 because, we have Conquest, so we still have Showore that is also pushing, to say that it can bring the change that Nigeria wants.
But how realistic polls to the election itself? Because if we say, okay, yeah, the polls is leading, but in the past, if you look at the polls that are done, how realistic are they?
Well, the poll are always accurate, and they're accurate in the sense that it can be used. From the past poll that we've seen, it has always been accurate, but this time around, will the accuracy lead to the final result? Because even if Peter Obi is leading, will the APC allow such to happen? This is something that we'll have to look into. But again, like I said, in the past, the poll have always been a little bit more accurate.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK. It's your favorite African and Caribbean radio station in London. Share the broadcast with us on your platform, the various platforms that you are on, and continue to listen to us. Okay. And this from Nigeria. Revolution comes through frustration. Nigeria is sitting on the can of the canned powder. This war is between Nigerian government about and the angry Nigerian masses. Don't make it IPOP versus Nigerian masses. Use your head. Emeka, the officer, comment that is made there. Who is he referring to? And is he calling for a revolution of the sort?
Well, more Nigerians are, coming onto the social media, and they can only, that is where they can actually get their anger. I mean, this particular person again could not get access to his money, which is bringing this conversation. And more Nigerians, will be waking up every day. I mean, some do not have the money in the first place, and those that even have access to that money are not making any headway because the money cannot be given to them. So there's just so much mixed bag, in in the next couple of weeks to the election. How would this be resolved? Are they going to print more of these new naira notes and then reduce the pressure? Remember that we are still dealing with the fuel scarcity. So it's like people that now wants to get money to buy the the higher price of fuel scarcity cannot even lay their hands on that. So it's all about the mixed bag. But like I said, we would have to wait and see how all these will take off.
How will they all take off? It is already 11:24. Let me bring one other story and then we'll allow you to bring all the rest of the story. A pen berry, Mineral Bell, Borough, Hamden, Oranese, Unite, Back, Uta, Hope. Yomi, do you think it's giving him more momentum to move on? And what is the Yoruba nation and IPOP saying there?
Well, Afenifere have stated clearly that they are not endorsing Tinubu, even though he's a Yoruba man, even though Afenifere, the social cultural group, was built on the Yoruba first. But it seems that Afenifere is now saying that should Peter Obi not be the next president, that will be the last chance, for us to get a Southern Christian into, the presidency. I mean, we've got the Middle Belt, which is the Jonathan within that region. But we are talking about the Southeast becoming the president. It has not happened in the past. So Afenifere continue to support, the agenda of Peter Obi becoming the next president, so that there will be equation. And the reason why Peter Obi left PDP was because Atiku was adamant to continue, to become the next candidate under the PDP. So Peter Obi did not have any more chances. And that was why he went to the Labour Party. And it seems, as much as the Labour Party was not in the surface at all, even throughout the previous election, but this time around, the momentum changed because the youth believe that the only person that can bring the change that they have been asking for, not the change of the APC or the next level, we're talking about, where things can become normal. And this is where, the momentum of Peter Obi came into in the last couple of months. But again, the question then remains is, would this momentum lead to the final result that we'll be expecting? Or, as a lot of people are also talking about, the manipulation that we saw played out in Osun State. Remember that Osun State, was won clearly by the PDP, only for the beavers to be saying the mother machine says that more people registered, accredited, and it seems that that shouldn't be so. So all these is going to play out, to so many Nigerians, but we will have to wait and see.
All right, we'll have to wait and see. What people may say, good afternoon from Lagos, Nigeria. Now, the current monetary policies issue in Nigeria is targeted at the southwest and east, in order to trigger protests and thereby saying there is insecurities in the country and that will make them do whatever. It's a da. And that is quite an interesting one. We've not had lots of information pertaining to the issue when it comes to the new the currency, the new note in the north. Has there?
Well, people are wondering why we are not getting problems between the why we are not getting problems around the northern part today. It seems that maybe they are using a different currency as against the one we are using in the other part of the country. we have not seen any kind of protest going on so far, apart from what we saw when the president traveled to Kano State. But we will wait and see how much time before the reaction is going to take place from the northern part. And when they react over there, is completely different from the reaction at the bottom of the southwest and the southeast and the middle belt. They always overreact.
Okay. What happened?
So maybe there are more new currency in the north that is being circulated there, than when I was listening to Joe IGBOHO, this morning on Twitter, he was saying that if we have about almost 1 point something trillion naira old note, they will expect that about 1.6 trillion new notes should be in circulation to cushion this problem.
Well, central bank government, what is he thinking about? Well. The DS is going to come after him because all this has instability. But what to know more? Stay tuned. Let's go back to Yomi for the rest of the story speaking around. Over to you, Yomi.
Thank you so much. Once again, a very good morning and welcome. Sharia court remand a Kano TikToker Major Kunya in another criminal suit. Ms. Kunya is also standing trial before the Upper Sharia Court over alleged breach of public peace and indecent act. According to what we know, the 24 years old has been remanded in the Coronation Center over alleged defamation. The defendant, who lives in Otoro Tishima quarters in Kano, is charged with 3 counts of defamation of character, injurious falsehood, and criminal intimidation. According to the prosecution counsel, Lamido told the court that the defendant committed the offense on January 29 on her WhatsApp, guess what, status. He alleged that on the same day, the defendant defamed the character of Aisha Najamu and Aishiru Mushuru on her WhatsApp status and shared that to the public. The prosecutor alleged that the defendant made an injurious statement against the complainant, threatening them in Hausa language. The defendant, however, pleaded not guilty. According to the prosecutor, the offense contravened the provisions of Section 319 and 393 of the Kano State Sharia law. The defendant counsel Yasir Umar Usa made a bail application pursuant to Section 35 and 36 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended 168, 170 of the administration. So it looks like they are using 2 different court cases to run this program. One is using the Sharia, while the other is trying to use, the 1999 Constitution. But the presiding judge, Abdullahi Aliru, failed to rule on the bail application, but ordered the remand of the defendant in the Coronation Center and adjourned the matter to February 16 for hearing. And this is why some Nigerians are saying that, why should we be running 2 different, laws in a country? Sharia law is acceptable in almost 16 northern part of the country today. So that means if you are committing an offense, you might not be using the normal regular law, on your case if you're living somewhere in the northern part of the country. So let's take a look at you want me to come back? Yeah.
So in the Constitution, in the Nigeria 1999 Constitution, has the Sharia law been captured in?
Well, no. The Sharia law is just been set up on its own, because it was something that within the northern part of the country that accepted such. But that does not mean that it is in the proper amended or the 1999 Constitution.
So does that mean that if they have to kill somebody or harm somebody, sentence someone to death and the person, someone can take the bond, a leader person can take the bond that they have committed murder?
Well, if you are living in the north, I'm sure this is probably not new to them. It could be something new to some of us that are not living in that particular region. But this has been a lot of the argument, as you can see in this particular case, the lawyer representing, this young girl is trying to make use of the 1999 Constitution, but it seems the prosecutor are going through, the Sharia law, and that means, the case becomes more of a Sharia law than the 1999 Constitution.
No chance there. Well, listen, let's start already. Akintunde says, Odua says, there is more new note in the north Good afternoon, everyone in the house. So, please just nailed it right on the head. And let's go to Yomi for the rest of the story. Over to you, sir.
Well, let's quickly touch, some of more as exactly 11:32. Far time fast spent already. Once again, this is Star Radio UK. It is the finest African and Caribbean radio station in London. Again, gunmen attacked a Boeing Aga governor candidate and also shot the driver. So this is coming, in the news coming right now. Again, yesterday, gunmen at about nighttime attacked the governorship candidate of the All Progressive Grand Alliance in Ebonyi State, Bernard Odo. His media aide Charles Otu, who confirmed the incident, said the candidate was returning from a campaign rally when they ran into the ambush at the rest house area along Enugu-Abakaliki Expressway. It was gathered that the government opened fire, shot at the driver of the Sienna conveying Odo. So again, quite a lot of atrocity, a lot of unknown gunmen taking place in the part of the southeast as we speak today. We'll touch more on the election itself, and then we go straight. Election: 14 parties signed the peace accord in Ondo State. The vice president, the VP Clark says Okowa betrayed the South, and the governor protests. BVS hardcore staff should be well checked. This is going to be a very important one for the INEC. A political think tank group, Abuja Social and Political Thought, said on Thursday that the Independent National Electoral Commission should ensure competent and integrity tests on all the hardcore staff to be deployed for the forthcoming election, while expressing fears that politicians would want to infiltrate the hardcore staff list to use the workers to manipulate elections. The organization also stated the following is observation of the Osun State governorship election, the confusion that characterized the state some months later after as a result of poor handling of the bimodal voter registration system. So we go straight to the social media and see what is trending on the social media. Hashtag, quite a lot of the hashtag. The Northerner is trending. Likewise, IGBOHO, like I talked about, a very art supporter. Olayomi is trending, and the reason why is the PDP are complaining that INEC should not allow the National Union of Road Transportation in the Southwest in the care of Olayomi. Olayomi is the chairman of the park management in Lagos State, and if INEC is going to be, using the motor park, to move INEC materials. Remember that Olayomi is a big follower and a supporter of the current APC government, not just in Lagos State, but also Bola Tinubu as well. So he's actually trending at about 22,000 this morning. And the whole reason for that is Tinubu loyalists and Lagos Park Committee Chairman Olayomi write electoral body INEC to allow its transporter distribute election material. That is a flag there. And it seems that not a lot of people are probably pleased with such. Also, let's say one or more tweet coming out of there. APC is attacking Buhari because he won't allow them to rig the upcoming elections. Nigeria have suffered enough and will soon speak in a few weeks with their PVC. This is coming from Charles 9123. Also, there is a news coming as we go straight to the update from the Yoruba self-determination. As I was reading this morning, the current chairman, which is the not Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, but Professor Wale Adeniran, has released a new statement in regard to the allegation against him some 21 days ago, when 2 or 3 different media were actually putting allegation of different kind of atrocity around money and also. He has given 21 days that people should also, that should be investigated. And then it seems that after 21 days, there hasn't been any kind of investigation. I'm just trying to see if I can pull out. Yeah, I've got that story here in front of me. So this is the press statement that came out. Sometimes late December 2022, Professor Adebanjo Akintoye, personal assistant, pulled out a 35-minute video in which he accused me of all imaginable crimes under the sun, the most serious being an allegation of financial impropriety Others who made similar allegations against me include some members of Ilanomo Odudua and one Mr. Mayegun of Mayegun Diary. But just to bring it to closure, he has actually said that since 21 days, nobody has set up any kind of panel to probe such. He is also now saying under the public notice, I hereby state as follows also that with effect from today, Wednesday, 1st of February, I cease to be a member and also an officer of Ilana Omo Odudua. My decision to exit the organization is irrevocable, irreversible. However, I remain firmly committed to the Yoruba nation struggle for the self-determination. I hereby, with effect, which is from Wednesday, 1st of February, serve all connections and relationship with Professor Stephen Adebanji Akintoye, the Alano and the chairman of Ilanomo Odudua. So to all the Yorubas and sons and daughters, I say, do not despair. It is not a time to be despondent. It is a time to come together to do a review, to engage in serious brainstorming, and to re-strategize within the context of a new structure organization that will all be inclusive and focused. So this is actually coming from Professor Wale Adeniran, which we just received today. So now let's go straight to what the Biafras are also releasing quite a lot of different press statements, coming from their spokesperson, Mazi Simon Ekpa. So we're going to take, one or two from the latest one that, was actually shared to the media, today, and likewise the ones that have been coming out in the last couple of days. So we take the first one, which says, just 1 minute. Biafra has rejected the British pound. It is official. So from the office of the spokesperson for the Biafra official press release, 3rd of February, after wide consultation and deliberation, the Biafra currency has officially been adopted. The general public and the international community are hereby notified that the Biafra official currency shall be called the Biafra dollar. The Biafra pound, which was initially the official currency of the Biafra nation, has been rejected. Our experience of the people in the hands of the British has been brutalized. So that is coming from the spokesperson for the Biafra, Mazi Simon Ekpa, in the last couple of days as well. So also Igbo is trending at about 14,500, and likewise Mr. and Mrs. Ikoyi is trending. I'm not sure why, but remember that there was a money that was found some few years ago, called the Ikoyi Gate. Nobody knows the end result of that, but this is how a lot of money are moved out of Nigeria. So this is Starr Radio UK. I will come back again to you now in the studio.
Well, listeners, Mr. Olayomi Koiki bringing up this from Nigeria. Now, Yomi, first of all, let's go to Professor Wale's statement that we released. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good. Now, who are now the executives? Who are remain when it comes to the executives of the Yoruba nation?
Well, I mean, Ilanomo Odudua is an organization of its own that have different, bodies around it. And we then also have the YSDM, which is the Yoruba Self-Determination Movement, that is also consisting of almost 70 different groups to make up the YSDM. So Professor Wale Adeniran has been, the right-hand man of Professor Adebanji Akintoye since the last 3 years of the movement. So, a linguistic in French, and also someone that has been part of the movement. But because of a lot of, wrangling that is going on, like he says there, it seems that maybe he's not pleased with some of the allegation against him, in December last year. It's not the first time that those kind of allegation came up, but when he actually came out to say that this should be investigated, but what we are now saying now is actually pulling out, as the chairman of Ilana Omo Odudua.
Okay. Clear there. Now let's move on to the Biafran official currency. Now, does that mean that that currency is in circulation in the southeast?
Well, at the moment, I've not seen such the currency yet, but from what I've read from that press statement says that it's still probably maybe it's in the making. We don't know, but within the next few days and weeks, a lot of things will continue to be unveiled from the Biafra side, which is the indigenous people as well. But over 6 million of our people have been killed by the British government, according to these allies. So they are literally rejecting the British pound, but going with the Biafra dollar, which is going to be their official launch, and the date of official circulation shall soon be made known to all Biafrans and international community.
Okay, listeners, it is Starr Radio UK, the African and Caribbean radio station in London. Let me say good morning to everyone who feel that they are being marginalized in a way to stand up for themselves. I think Pastor Eric says that good morning, Brother Koiki, and good morning to you, Mr. Archie. Thank you for all your support. And thank you very much for being there to listen to us as well. We really appreciate it. Without you, there will be no point of us sitting here. But before we go, any rest happening on the Starr Media platform, and then we can run out the conversation.
Well, we've talked about as many of what is happening. We'll take a look at again the weekend as we're going into the weekend. Let's continue to be very, very careful for those of us that will be traveling to different locations, especially with the fuel scarcity. The naira not becoming a problem. And if you're also going to the banking hall, probably maybe you should take a bit of more water, because you don't know how long you might be staying in there, so that you don't become so upset and removing all your clothes while in the banking hall.
And you might end up going with the money out. Okay, Yummy. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll catch up later.
Bye for now.
Bye. Well, listeners, that has been
Well, I got to go, my people. Aziz, my brother, good morning. Thank you so much, IGBOHO, Larry, Lamina, and the rest of the people that have joined this morning. My name is Koiki. Join us at the other side, where there will be more other things that will be coming up later. Have a very good morning. Bye for now. And thank you so much to those of you on the Mixlr as well. We appreciate everyone this morning. And we'll be going on the Bye for now.